It's 4:59. We are on top of breaking news this morning out of Cape Coral.
Yeah, one man is dead after getting into a shootout with police early this morning. NBC2's Lee Dana is live on scene with the very latest. Lee.
Krista, well, we are being kept quite a distance from the crime scene. We are about a block away from where this all happened. This is a residential neighborhood, and this area right now is relatively quiet. Many of the house lights are all off at this hour with all of this police activity and detectives out here. Just take a look at some video from earlier this morning. Cape Coral police tell us they got a call about a suspicious man walking around this neighborhood with a rifle just before 2 a.m. A few minutes later, police say they got another call that shots were fired. Now, when officers arrived, they made contact with the man. Then more gunshots rang out. Police tell us during the shooting, the man was hit and killed.
I believe somebody got shot. We don't know who it is, but we just here wondering to see what happened. You know, this neighborhood here is a good neighborhood, but lately it's been a couple of little things going on here in this neighborhood.
Now, the medical examiner's office is on the scene right now. We have not yet learned the name of the person that was hit and killed. The investigation is ongoing this morning, and as normal protocol goes, the officers involved in the shooting will be put on administrative leave during the investigation. We are live in Cape Coral this morning. Lee Dana, NBC2.
6 o'clock. Good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm Clay Miller.
And I'm Krista Fogelsong. We begin with breaking news overnight of an officer-involved shooting in Cape Coral. And right now, the entire stretch of 15th Street Southeast is blocked off after police say a man with a rifle was walking around firing shots at officers. NBC2's Lee Dana was the first reporter on scene this morning, and she's been there all morning getting the latest details. And Lee, what do you have?
Krista, Clay, well, people thought that a man walking around at 2 a.m. with a rifle was very strange, and that's why they called 911. Let me show you where we are right now. We are about a block away from where this all went down on the 2200 block of Southeast 15th Street. This is near Del Prado Boulevard. This is a residential neighborhood, and it's very surprising because at this hour, people are still inside their homes, still sleeping, surprisingly, with all of the police out here and detectives as well. Take a look at some of the video from earlier this morning. Police tell us they got a call about a suspicious man walking around this neighborhood with a rifle just before 2 a.m. A few minutes later, police say they got another call. Shots were fired. When officers arrived, they made contact with the man. Then more gunshots rang out. Police tell us during the shooting, the man was hit and killed.
I believe somebody got shot. We don't know who it is, but we just here wondering to see what happened. You know, this neighborhood here is a good neighborhood, but lately it's been a couple of little things going on here in this neighborhood.
Now, the medical examiner has left the scene with the body. The victim, the man who was hit and killed, his name has not yet been released right now. As far as the investigation goes, there is a criminal investigation as well as an internal police investigation because this is an officer-involved shooting. Right now, we are told the officer is put on administrative leave. That is normal policy. Now we're going to send it over to Danielle Kaliniak with a look at the traffic alert for you.
Well, it is a busy news morning on this Monday. Good morning, everybody. I'm Krista Fogelsong.
And I'm Clay Miller. Good morning. Yes, it is. NBC2 continues to update you on some breaking news of an officer-involved shooting overnight. Let's give you the area we're talking about. Right now, the entire stretch of 15th Street Southeast is blocked off. This is north of Veterans, east of Del Prado, after police say a man with a rifle was walking around firing shots at officers. NBC2's Lee Dana was the first reporter on scene and has the latest. Lee?
Clay, Krista, right now it is light out, so we are getting a better glimpse of how far we are from this crime scene. You could see all of this is happening about a block away on the 2200 block of Southeast 15th Street. Neighbors are now waking up to this crime scene and just learning about what happened. Many people not even realizing what all went down, that a man was shot and killed in this neighborhood. Mary, you just woke up a few minutes ago and now you're headed to work. Tell me, what did you hear last night?
Well, it did wake me up just about 2 o'clock in the morning. I thought it was a crash or something. I heard a loud bang. In fact, I thought maybe something hit my house. And it woke me up, and then I saw the lights flashing through the windows. And I just kind of peeked out, but I had no idea what was happening.
And, you know, all of this involved, police are telling us, a man who was walking around with a rifle at 2 a.m. That's how they first responded here. You never saw anything like this?
No, never before. No, it's, I always thought a very safe neighborhood, and I live alone, but it did scare me. And I've been up since 2 o'clock. I couldn't go back to sleep, so. But I've never seen anybody with a gun around before.
All right, thanks, Mary. And police are telling us that people in this neighborhood should feel safe right now. Police are telling us that what happened was when they came out here, more gunshots were fired, and this suspicious man with the rifle was shot and killed. We are staying on top of the story for you throughout the morning as it develops. I'm going to send it over to my colleague, Danielle Kaliniak, with a look at traffic. Danielle.
Top story at 11 o'clock developing right now in Lee County. A man is dead following a police-involved shooting overnight in Cape Coral.
It happened just before 2 o'clock this morning on the 2200 block of Southeast 15th Street near Del Prado Boulevard. NBC2's Lee Dana has been on scene all morning long, and she joins us live with the very latest information. Lee, what can you tell us now?
Krista, Clay, well, we are still being kept far from this scene. Investigators are still canvassing for clues out here, trying to piece together how all of this went down. Neighbors tell me they woke up to what sounded like a crash and horrified to realize that all of this involved a man walking with a rifle. A frightening sight in the middle of the night had neighbors calling 911. Cape Coral police tell us someone called to report a suspicious man with a rifle walking down the street. A few minutes later, police got another call, this time about shots fired. When officers arrived, they made contact with the suspicious man. Then more gunshots rang out. It's unclear at this time if the man shot at police, but at some point during the shooting, the man was hit and killed. Neighbors heard the commotion.
Didn't know what it was. I thought something hit something. I heard loud pops.
Why was he walking through here at night? Who was he looking for? I mean, wow. Why? Well, what if no one hadn't saw this man?
The officer involved in the shooting was not injured. And now police have not yet released the name of this suspicious man who was killed. Count on us to stay on top of the story throughout the day as it develops. We are live in Cape Coral. Lee Dana, NBC2.
But first, we have breaking news at noon. We're working on new information that deadly shooting overnight in Cape Coral. It happened on the 2200 block of Southeast 15th Street. Police say it all started when neighbors reported a man walking down the street armed with a loaded rifle. NBC2's Lee Dana has been on this story all morning long. Lee, it was dark when we first talked to you. Now it's light out. What's the latest?
Krista, Nick, well, investigators are still out here searching for clues. They've been going in and out of people's yards here. Meantime, neighbors waking up this morning were stunned to find out how this all went down on their street.
I can see that it's not looking good, you know, it's something bad out there happening.
A loud bang had neighbors in a panic.
I didn't know what it was. I thought something hit something. I heard loud pops.
Mary Alice Heitman left for work this morning on very little sleep after such a terrifying scene on her street. Cape Coral police got a call about a man armed with a rifle walking down Southeast 15th Street around 2 a.m.
I've never seen anybody with a gun around before.
A few minutes later, another call came in, this time about shots fired.
And oh my goodness. Yeah, I had no idea. I thought maybe there was a crash or something.
When officers got there, more shots rang out. It's unclear if the man shot at police, but detectives tell us during the shootout, the man was hit and killed. The violence has neighbors asking lots of questions.
Why was he walking through here at night? Who was he looking for? I mean, wow. Why? Well, what if no one hadn't saw this man?
Here's a good neighborhood, but lately it's been a couple of little things going on here.
Now investigators search for clues as neighbors wait for answers.
We don't know who it is.
And police have not yet released the name of the person that was killed. Meantime, the officers involved in the shooting, no one was hurt. That's the latest here in Cape Coral. Lee Dana, NBC2.